think there's some things in here that even some of my brothers and sisters, maybe they've heard before, but they've forgotten. And Mom gave me most of these ideas, and I filled in a little bit places. When Mom was thinking about writing about herself, she thought a lot about her own mother and father, which is our grandmother and grandfather, and Costin. And I guess that's what happens when you get older. You kind of go back to your beginnings and your roots. And she's been talking a lot about her mother and father lately. I don't know why, but she does. She has. So we'll read it, and the pictures are up there on the wall of Mom's mother and father, and her grandmother and grandfather, which is our great grandmother and grandfather from England, whom we had never met, of course, and Mom hadn't met herself. Alice Victoria Costin Lawrence was born on March 29, 1911, to Daniel Joseph and Kate Winfred Nee Warden Costin at Perth, Andover, New Brunswick. Daniel Costin was born in England and came to Canada at first to Ontario, where he worked in a printing press. Then he moved to Blue Hill, New Brunswick. He married Mary Snow from Mars Hill and had 4 children, 1 boy Cecil, and 3 girls, Gertie Jean, Lily Craig, and Ada Sloat. His wife died of tuberculosis and left him with 4 children to raise. He corresponded with a male friend back home in England, and his friend recommended a young single woman, Kate Wharton, from Norfolk, England, to him, and they started corresponding. Later, Kate Wharton, at the age of 28, came to Canada to marry a man she had never met. This story made the headlines of a newspaper in England. She taught in an elementary school at home and also loved to ice skate. One day skating, she broke her leg, and not receiving proper medical treatment, gangrene set in, and she had to have her right leg removed from above the knee. She suffered much from this leg, but it never stopped her from being a very hard worker. In fact, she was called, you could call her a jack of all trades. She had a loom, and she made rugs for sale and children's clothes for sale. She tatted, she knit, crocheted, nursed newborn babies in their homes, plus raising her own family. Played the organ, gardened, and taught school, and helped out on the farm. Daniel Costin worked hard too, farming a little, sowing his oats by hand, keeping some animals such as cows, horses, geese, hens, and a few sheep. He also had a night job as a night watchman in a mill in Easton, keeping the boilers hot to run the mill and walking to and from work. Daniel and Kate raised 7 children: George, Winnie, Myrtle, Alice, Marion, Arthur, and Beatrice. Daniel and Kate were both devout Christians. They first attended the Church of England in Bearsville, where Daniel was the superintendent of the Sunday school. Baptist church, then the Pentecostal church in Easton. This church was about 4 miles from their home, and the older children walked through the woods and waded snow in the winter to get there, while Mother and the younger children took the horse and sleigh. Any child who didn't keep up with Papa walking got their ears boxed. Alice was saved at that church at the age of 13 or 14, and she attended school at Dover Hill. In those days, cottage or house meetings were common, and one time when Alice came down to Harry Lunt's home, where Ed and Mark and the family now live, to one of these meetings, she met Bedford Lawrence. Maybe you didn't know that, Ed. They went together for 7 or 8 months, and at the age of 17, and Bedford at the age of 21, they were married on August 17, 1929, by Reverend Ed Giverson in Bath at his home. Ed Giverson was the founder of the Church of Berwick, New Brunswick, where Tammy and Michael now pastor. Austin and Lillian Bell and Clayton and Florence, Austin's sister and Poet, stood up with them. should say father, or my father, but I'm using the third person here. Bedford worked for the government on the roads and for farmers, lastly in Potato House in Easton for many years. Alice carried water and washed on a scrub board, like all the ladies did back then. 2 days at a time to do her wash, and made bread every other day or so. They didn't travel very far from home most of their lives, but were there for the children. In those days, the family allowance and the good credit rating they had at Gaunt's store River to Shoot were vitally important. Lots of potatoes, bread, and molasses cookies appeared often on the table, much to the children's dismay. Alice had her last child, Kathy, at the age of 45. One cold fall night when Kathy was a baby, the family had to vacate the house quickly as it burned flat to the ground. The baby's crying in the night alerted the family to the fire inside. Thanks to Kathy, who saved our lives. And I remember Lionel carried Kathy across the field in a basket that night. The family lived in the Von Kogel house until the present one was built. There were two families in this family. When the youngest half were growing up, the older half had already left home. Prior to them going to Toronto to make a fast buck. They have all returned home. Except two, Lois and Clarence. Alice started attending church again when Kathy was about 7 years old, and Reverend Dearborn was a pastor, and she was baptized in water by Reverend Willard Wilson down in the Central Creek. Lillian Greenberg faithfully transported her and the younger children, Ed, Ellen, and Kathy, to church, as besides herself. Bedford started to attend church around 1976, and Billy passed away on September 7, 1986, at home after giving his heart to the Lord. Alice is still active, is looked after by myself in her home, goes nearly every time the car goes, plants a garden, and faithfully attends an Oxford praying band church where Reverend Andrew and Sonia DeRyer pastor. The family is still growing and are good to their mother and grandmother. There are now 39 grandchildren and 26 great-grandchildren, making a total of 114 in the immediate family. In closing, Alice Lawrence would like to quote the scripture text preached at her mother's funeral, Psalm 127:1. Except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. Except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. May the Lord bless you. Okay, I think we'll have Kathy to come and give us a little number on the accordion now. And,